Run.
All right. I'd like to call the Town of Rocky Hill Planning and Zoning Commission regular meeting of Wednesday, July 16th to order. First item, public hearing, item A.
Special permit application under section 7C21 zoning regulations, Noble Care LLC proposing to add a 14.77 square foot sign to 415 Elm Street to an existing pylon, 24 square foot pylon sign for the property located in the Town Center zoning district, which includes 2307, 2315, 2317, 2321, 2323, 2329 Silas Dean Highway, and number 15 and number 25 Elm Street, ID 10-048.
All right, do we have applicant representing the,
I hear a door opening. I do not see the applicant here at present. I did hear a door open, so
they knew, right? They knew 6:30?
they're aware, they got the notice. They did the notification of mailing also. I did receive that, so they are aware.
Do you want to make a motion to recess?
Yeah,
Motion to recess, table
table, yeah. Like,
You,
or recess?
That's fine, you recess,
yeah.
and then we can take up.
Recess. Yeah.
Motion to recess public hearing?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
There
Aye.
he is. Then here they are.
Oh,
Motion to come out of recess?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right. Applicant,
Yes, my name is Attorney.
Okay,
Here, here,
they-
here,
the
here,
podium
here,
is here.
Excuse me.
Yep.
This isn't a Broadway show.
I've only been doing this for 56 years. You'd think I'd know something, but my name is Attorney Raymond LaFall. I represent the property owner, 2315 Silas Dean Highway in LLC, and the applicant, Noble Care LLC. And we are seeking to add a sign, directional sign, if you will, to the whole deli sign currently on the Silas Dean Highway. We have modified the size of the sign, and I don't know what your package shows, but we've redesigned this to be a 2x4 sign, and I don't know if you have that in front of you, do you? That's the bigger one. Let me just pass these along if I could.
So the sign that was in the application is a 28-inch by 76-inch.
Right.
The sign that we are being given now is a 24-inch by 48-inch
That's correct.
sign.
Thank you.
And the reason for the modification, quite frankly, is I asked our sign people, BizWiz, to give us a design for a sign that would be reasonable, but yet able to be seen on the highway by our clientele. And our clientele in Noble Care is a very elderly population. These are folks that have attended Noble Care, and they spend, 6-8 hours a day there, and they are elderly, their spouses are elderly, and their family members are generally elderly. And so these folks have had some difficulty getting to our location. And so we asked the sign people, look, give us a sign that's reasonable but yet readable from the highway. And that's what we've now submitted for a sign that's 24 by 48. I might indicate to you that this business has been in existence for, what, 4 years?
Like 2.5, 3 years.
But we had a predecessor business as well.
Correct.
That Elena has taken over. And so for the past 2.5 to 4 years, we've seen a substantial increase in the clientele and in the use. And I might just represent to this commission that having a sign on the highway that indicates that we provide an adult daycare center, adult day center, is really a good thing for the town to have. It's needed, it's been very well received, and all we're trying to do is give folks an opportunity to find the place. It's around the corner, it's in back of the whole deli, and by having this 2x4 sign would be very helpful for people to get to this location. I'm going to introduce you now to my granddaughter, who owns and runs this business, and let her discuss a little bit about this application. Thank you. Elena?
So, hi, my name's Elena Noble. I opened the business back when I was 17 with my family, my parents and myself. Obviously, Grandpa played a role as well. So this is definitely a family business. We even say right down to the family dog. She comes in too. And so this business is essentially a senior center for seniors who need more support than the senior center can provide. So we cater specifically to clients who need memory care support. And our typical client is in their 80s, 90s, meaning that their family member, if it's not a spouse, even their kids are in their 70s, 60s, 70s, and trying to describe, as Grandpa said, to describe where we are. We're in back of the whole deli. That's a little challenging for our clients to find us, and so this 2x4 sign is meant to help us, help them navigate towards where our business is. Yeah, what else should I add?
If there are any questions, we'd be glad to answer them.
All right, I'm going to open up the floor to the public. It's a public hearing. So anybody in the public who would like to address the commission on this application? Any? You have to come up. Yes, yes.
Yeah, if you could state your name and address for the record, please. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Priyanka Sanam. I live at 18 Elm Street. So my first question, I guess, is the sign illuminated?
Please
Okay.
address to the commission.
Oh, address the commission, okay. I would ask, is the sign illuminated? And does it adhere to whatever requirements or conditions are needed if it is illuminated? So it sounds like they do intend to illuminate it, but doesn't it need to have a darker background then, instead of having a white
So what
background?
will happen is you can, ask your questions and then the applicant will come up and
Okay.
clarify those questions. Yeah.
Okay, great. So whatever those conditions are, and is it just one question at a time?
No, you can ask. This is your time, so.
Okay, great. So my other question is, I understand that it's being described as a directional sign, but again, looking at some of the conditions to what's defined as a directional is that it cannot have any advertising on that, which shows like the Noble LLC. So is it being correctly identified as a directional sign? So I guess those are my two questions.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anyone else who would like to address to the commission? Second, anyone else who would like to address the commission on this application? Seeing none, I will open up the questions for our commission members. Commissioner Zarelli.
Is this a two-sided sign, or is it only on one side?
It would be on each side, I'm sorry.
Oh.
It would be on each side of the pole.
Okay.
And if I could just respond to the one question about illumination, it would be wired to the whole deli sign. So that sign usually operates when it gets dark until about 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, and then it shuts off. That's usually what it seems to do.
Typically, for a public hearing, you have the questions asked, and then the applicant rebuts afterwards. I don't know if the commission wants to do it that way, because I do have things to interject concerning the questions that was asked by the property owner at 18 Elm Street. So
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you want to,
Yeah, I think
I
we
don't
should,
know how you want to handle it.
yeah, I mean, we can do our questions and then,
And
you know,
typically what happens is
Yeah.
the applicant takes note of the questions, and then during rebuttal, they answer the questions and then rebut and
All right.
summarize. So,
Is this sign that you're proposing to scale? Like, so it's going to be a lot smaller than the whole deli sign in width?
Correct.
The original one that you proposed was the same width, and now you're going smaller?
A foot on each side.
Okay, that's all I have.
The reason being that we thought it looked more proportional to have the smaller sign underneath the whole deli.
Okay. Thank you.
Commissioner Glico?
Yeah. Is there an existing sign there now on that pole besides the deli sign?
No.
What signage do you have for the existing property now? For 15, I'm
You
assuming
can
this is,
speak in the mic, please.
I'm sorry. I'm assuming this is for 15 Elm, right? So is there a sign on the property now,
Yes.
on the parcel?
Yes. There's a sign on the building.
So what size is the sign that's on the building?
Oh, I don't know what, I'm not really sure, probably 30 inches by 4 feet, something like that, if I were to guess.
So looking at this parcel, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buildings.
Yes.
That whole donut sign in the front, the one you're proposing to put the signage on, can't support multiple signs. I mean, if we put 2 signs on there now, there won't be room for additional signs. If other tenants want to propose putting directional signs or putting additional signs on that pole, it's gonna encroach.
Well, I wouldn't let them do it, to tell you the truth. I mean,
You as the owner of the property?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we own 2315 Silas, the whole parcel. And that parcel, by the way, I've owned that since 1972. And that parcel grew from the initial parcel to, we added 4 additional properties to form the existing parcel. So we would not allow any other signs to go on there.
So besides this post with the whole deli sign, there is additional signage for the other parcels, the other buildings?
Yes, there
on the
is.
parcel. Okay,
Yes.
that's all I got.
Commissioner?
I guess to follow up on Commissioner Glico's comments, so the next curb cut, as you're heading up Elm Street, is there any other signage? So you've got an arrow that's going to point you down Elm Street,
Correct.
and if people are confused, how do they know to take a right into that curb cut? Is there any other signage, or is there any other potential for another sign? In other words, if you're going into a detour and you have to turn, there's a detour sign that's going to guide you. So do you have intentions on doing another sign that's going to guide you into that parking lot?
It's already there.
So you already have one,
Yes.
and you still feel that people are confused as to where your entrance is?
That's exactly right. They don't know to turn on the Elm Street side. That's really what we're trying to do, is guide them to do that.
Okay.
And I can also tell you this, that, you know, we've tried to tell folks, look, we're in back of the Whole Deli, take a right on, at the Whole Deli and so on and so forth, but it still leads to confusion. And we're just trying to help folks get to the facility. That's really all we're trying to do.
Okay. Thank you. All set.
I've got nothing.
Any questions I have would just be similar to, you know, as long as the sign works for you. It's, but that's not really what I'm, my focus is here, or my function, so. But the other thing too is the other, just for the clarification, the other businesses on the property, they have signs on the storefronts, but they almost all face directly out to Silas Deane Highway.
That's correct.
Yeah, whereas you're stuck in the back corner.
That's correct.
Yeah, all right.
Matter of fact, I built this building in 1980, and I built it for Nationwide Insurance. They occupied it for about 20, 25 years. And they had a bit of exposure, and folks were able to get there. Here, it's a little different. We're dealing with a different kind of clientele, and these are folks that use this facility daily, or new customers, new clients, try to find it initially, and this would be a huge help in getting them to the location. I might also indicate too that, you know, as a property owner, we did help the town design that entire intersection. And I conveyed a triangular portion of that property to the town in order to form the radius around into Elm Street. So we've had a long history of cooperating with the town and making that property attractive to the town and for us.
Commissioner Brescia?
I don't really have any questions, but any chance of putting one of those nice lampposts around the corner too? So maybe you could put a flag outside there and have your,
Well, I don't know, there's a lot of lamp posts on the highway now.
but not down Elm Street.
More signs.
So I'm just,
Oh, I don't know, well,
I'm just saying.
I,
that would look
you know,
nice.
I planted a bunch of maple trees all along Elm Street there, and I think they look pretty good, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to our sign business.
Yeah, I know, I
So,
know.
all right. And I think I don't have any questions other than just how, you know, defining this as a directional sign. Again, you know, we have to be true to our regulations. And, you know, when you say, you know, pylon sign, freestanding identifying the name of property, you know, premises greater than 8 feet in height and all that. I mean, it's, directional signs are smaller signs, less than like, you know, 4 square feet. You know, those are directional sign. So I think I just want to make sure that we are not using, you know, wrong terminology, because this can be used as precedent going forward. So, you know, it's, we have to be careful as to how we define what we are approving. Are we approving directional sign, or are we approving a big business sign, which is, you know, what you are proposing?
Well, perhaps I shouldn't have used the term directional sign, then, it's a sign which enables clientele to find the property, and if directional sign is not appropriate, then let me withdraw that and just call it a 2x4 sign that helps people get to the facility.
And I'll have staff.
Yeah, I don't think the application doesn't call it.
Arrow then?
Actually, you answered one of the questions I wanted to answer,
Yeah.
which was directional signs cannot exceed 4 square feet, so it's not a directional sign. So I thank you for that. Also, I don't think the mic's on. The sign, if it is in fact illuminated per our regulations, it must be a dark background with light letters.
All right.
So like the whole deli sign, it must have a dark background with light letters.
We can,
So-
we
so
can,
that needs to be modified, and at least we'll have to review.
we'll certainly, Kim will run it by you and make sure that we comply.
Is the deli sign illuminated?
Yes.
Correct? Okay.
And by the way, I did run it by Roy, the owner of the whole deli, and he agreed, yeah, that's fine, and you can wire it to our sign because we'll run it with the same hours that the whole deli sign runs.
And that will require building permits.
I'm sorry?
That will require building permits,
Sure,
but that's not the jurisdiction of this board.
right.
Do you have any other staff comments you wanted to?
I do not.
Okay. Any other comments? Yeah.
Well, I want to make sure that we're talking about a non-directional sign, but the sign has an arrow on it. So technically, it is a directional sign. So are we proposing not to have an arrow on it?
That's their thing.
Well, I'm just,
That would be
it's a directional,
Because it's not,
it's
it's not,
depicted as a directional sign.
but it's not it cannot be a directional
Right, so
sign.
the proposal is not to have the arrow on it, it's just
But we-
indicating the business
We
name.
do not, by law, we can't regulate content. That by law, we can't regulate what.
So
it-
we're looking at size and.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, just for argument's sake, what if a business has a sign that has an arrow in it, in the sign?
Like Arrow
Yeah,
Drugs.
Yeah, so
That's
can
got it
that
in the
be
name.
considered as directional sign, right?
I,
So I think
yeah,
it's.
I agree, well, I may agree,
logo?
we can't regulate
It's
content.
their new logo?
I don't know if it's a logo or not. But while I do agree, I also know that by law, we can't regulate content.
Okay. Then how do you distinct between a directional and non-directional sign if you can't regulate content?
Big and little.
So there'll be like smaller directional sign, right? There'll be, and there will be probably multiple
We're
signs
talking
as
in
well.
circles right now.
But,
I
yeah,
think we're
but
getting
we
off the
cannot
track,
regulate
too.
content. We can't, by law,
No,
regulate
it
content.
is relevant.
I understand what you're saying, and I do agree in concept, but by law, we can't regulate the content.
All right, any further questions? If not, can I have a motion, please?
Well, is he done?
If anybody has any questions. Do you have anything in closing or
No, we do not.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes, thank you. All right, I'm going to open up floor for the public to address to the commission on the items not on the agenda. If anyone who wants to talk about any items, again, not on the agenda. Seeing none, move on to item 4, consent agenda.
Motion to adopt the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Item 5A,
Special permit application under section 7C21 zoning regulations, Noble Care LLC proposing to add a 14.7 square foot sign for 15 Elm Street to an existing pylon 24 square foot pylon sign for the property located in the Town Center zoning district, which includes 2307, 2315, 2317, 2321, 2323, 2329 Southstein Highway, number 15 and number 25 Elm Street, ID 10-048.
now, do
to
we
change
have
it.
to
It
address,
has to be a
because it's
condition.
1477 versus,
Motion to approve the following agenda item with the following conditions, that it is per the proposed size, which is 2 foot by 4 foot, and it is non-directional.
I'll second
Well, the
that.
colors regulation. That's-
Second.
and the background and all that, right? So
Well,
that's,
that's by code, so, but if you want to put that in, I'm fine with that.
yeah, I think we should just put that
But
in.
we have to
so-
second it first before we make an amendment. I'll second that.
Do you want to make the amendment, or want me to make, or you want to make the amendment?
I don't care.
I can't change it. I can make it?
Yep.
Okay. Also, as a condition that it adheres to our signing regulations where it has to be a dark background and a light lettering.
That's good by me.
All right, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item
you.
5B.
Site plan and modification change of use, L&P Realty LLC proposing to change the approved use from February 2025 of a building to be constructed from a storage use to a vehicle repair use for property located at 17 Laurel Road in a BP Business Zoning District ID 14-364.
You can put it on there.
Good evening. My name is Jack Gilmartin. I'm with JL Surveying, located presently, or temporarily presently in Weathersfield, Connecticut. We're here before you on a property that was approved in February for a new building on the site. And the applicant at the time, for what reason, I'm not sure, it was written clearly on the building, on the plot plan, on everything, saying that it was for storage. When my client came out of the meeting and realized what the storage actually meant, he was very confused, and that's why we're here tonight. What's happening is the existing building on the site is a body shop. In the body shop, there's a paint booth in there, and then they do body repair inside. The new building, what he wanted to do, what his plan was to take one of the requirements in your approval was nothing to be left outside at night or anything, so that any vehicles that come on the site have to be in the building totally all the time. So that's what he thought the storage meant, that they had to be put inside. What he does is, besides the regular homeowners or people coming in for repairs, he also has a contract with a company that they send their cars to him. So he does have cars sometimes backed up, needing to get done. So he's going to put those inside, and he wants to do his body work in that building and separate the other building, so it would be purely a paint booth, so that it would be a lot more purified on that other smaller building. So his intention originally was to have the buildings used to store the cars that he's going to work on inside, but also be able to do body work. And then when from what I understand was, I wasn't part of that other hearing, when it came back to him, it was adamant that you're using this just for storage, and knowing that it's a repair business on the site. So what we're here for is to modify and change the use of storage to actually auto repair that would be inside. Now, as far as the site is concerned that was approved, we're absolutely not looking to change one bit. The drainage, the driveway, the building, the size, the signage, there's nothing from the pre-approved site plan that you guys approved we're changing it. All we want to do is change the use from storage to repair. So the plot plan that I had to draw one from our company, but it's basically identical to what you had previously approved. So that's, I don't totally know the total misunderstanding of how we got to where it was before, but what we're looking to do is change it from storage to actual auto repair inside the building.
All right, thank you. I'm going to open up questions to the commission. That's right.
We all sat on that application back in February, and as you stated, it was very adamant that it was storage only. To a commissioner, we made sure that there was going to be nothing going on in that building but storage. We talked about no utilities in the building. We talked about the proximity of it to the current building and that there would just be riprap between it. And we were coaxed into believing that there was going to be nothing else going on. I find it very surprising that, to be honest with you, that it's on the docket again because of just how soon it was came off the agenda. I mean, was on our docket in February, and now you're back in July trying to change it all. I'm just confused about it. I understand why you're doing it. It seems like you just want to expand the the use, which to a commissioner, we all asked about that. Is it still the same owner from February as now? And are you still proposing no utilities? No anything? So how do you intend to do business without utilities?
In what regard do you mean utility? I mean,
Well, you're saying there's gonna be no
well,
sewer water, none of that. I'm looking through the minutes in February.
yeah, I mean, other than, we'll have power in the building to be able to operate equipment, but there's no, we're not adding a new drainage system, or we're not putting a bathroom or anything like that in there, or an office. That's all in the other building.
I'll let others ask questions while I formulate some questions, please.
Mr. Glico?
On the plan that we received, in between the buildings in the front, there's a black notched out area. What is that?
That's the oil separator, oil store, waste oil. That's presently there now.
This area here?
That's this,
Yes.
that's the waste oil,
Above ground tank or below?
it's above ground tank.
Okay, I don't remember seeing that on the previous plan, that's why.
It was,
So the buildings won't be connected? They're not,
no, they're
there's
not
not gonna be
connected.
like.
That's not a breezeway or anything like that, bring it.
So to
that's-
get from one building to the other, you're walking out the front and going into the,
Yep, yep.
and no utilities?
Pardon me?
And no utilities?
No, other than,
No sewer?
no, none of those, nope.
Water.
That's all I got.
Good.
So, vehicle repair, you're taking vehicles in, is this gonna be like a retail kind of operation where people are gonna be driving their vehicles in? Like, can you kind of define what you're doing in terms of vehicle repair?
It's the owners will be picking, pardon me? Yeah, well, here's one of the owners, he'll explain that, it's probably better. Introduce your name and address.
My name's Ray Vernicatola, and the building right now is a body shop since 1957. I want to put it's a small, very small body shop, but I have a spray booth in it. I don't want to be sanding cars in the same garage that I have my spray booth. So I just bought another building, and that's why I want to put it right next to that building, so I can do my sanding in there, and then any cars, store them inside that building, so they're not outside in the winter and the rain. So I work by myself in there.
So you're storing the cars in the existing one now and not the?
Well, no, when you're working on a car, you're storing it in the building.
Yeah, no, but you're going from storage, you're basically doing a change of use. You're going from a storage facility to a repair facility. So I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah,
What you're
the
kind
cars,
of doing.
I don't want to leave them outside, I want to store them in the garage. So, but I want to be able to work on them in the garage.
But the proposed building is just one wide-open building where you're going to be storing
The new
and
one.
repairing? The new one, the proposed,
It's got a wide open building,
yep.
nothing in it, except, cars and my air tools.
Okay.
Electricity, that's it.
Is there customers or publicly?
I don't have customers.
And I think that was part of your question was the people coming in, maybe sales or anything like that? No, nothing, is this going to be?
I do rental cars, so there's no customers. I have rental cars only.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All set.
All right.
Okay, will there be any work done in this second building?
In the smaller existing one?
No, the new
Yeah,
building.
That's why the new one, we're looking to do the work in there, and not do the body work in the smaller building, leave that as a paint booth only.
So you're going to have work in both buildings? Because if it's a,
Painting in one building and,
Work in the other
and the repairs in the other one.
So-
Working in both of them, but I mean,
Yeah.
painting in one of them only, where the spray booth is.
Okay, so you're gonna do work, move the car into the other building and spray it.
Right, and then after it's, once it's sprayed and cured, and then there's room for 3 cars in that building so they can dry properly after they're sprayed, and then do the next one, and then eventually they all go back in. If they're gonna leave this, if they've gotta stay in the site, they go back to the bigger building.
Okay, what's going on, what are you doing now with these cars? You doing the work, repairing them, and then you're doing the painting in the same building?
Right, correct. Makes it hard to do it. It's a small garage.
Okay, so this new building will need some environmental controls. If you got
I'm just sanding it down like the other building. You know, I'm just sanding the cars down. There's no environmental stuff going on in there except sanding a car down, changing a fender, taking a fender off.
So where you will be doing the spray.
Is in the other
painting,
building, the
is
old
the other
building.
building. And all that other controls and everything already exist.
Yeah, it's been there since 1957 or 1960. It's been a body shop. It's been a licensed body shop all these years.
So
Just small,
just to review it one more time, you're going to be doing mechanical work.
no mechanical
Not
work.
mechanical, but, I mean, the body work.
I want to do the body work, the actual making dust, sanding.
Right.
The fenders off and stuff. I want to do that in my new building. Then when that's all ready to go, I want to drive it into the building, the little building, that has a nice spray booth in it.
Okay.
That's all environmentally done.
What he's asking is, when you're working and sanding and doing all that, how are you gonna maintain and keep that safe and clean? As far as the dust and all that, I think that's what your environmental question.
Sort of, but, no, the environmental issue I'm concerned about is the spray painting.
Oh, that's already in the other
Yeah,
building.
I mean,
That's got nothing to do with this building.
sanding is,
Yeah, no, the spray
okay,
booth
so
is already
now-
in the other building.
back in February, we discussed there will be no car storage outside.
No,
All
none.
the cars will remain inside, except for
Inside.
when you're moving them from one to the other, and when you go home at night,
They're inside,
all the cars will be inside.
inside. I don't leave the cars outside.
Okay.
That's why I want to put a bigger building.
And during the day, when you're working on cars,
They're inside.
there will be no cars outside.
Nothing
Because that was a
outside.
big concern back in February.
No, there's nothing outside.
Okay. All right,
That's actually a good thing. That's a good point.
I'm set.
Do a point of order. Do a point of order.
So I got a point of order. I'm looking at our regulations. It says site plan modification for vehicle repair. According to our regulation, under BP1, if automotive service station, should that be like a special permit?
Well, keep in mind, this site is already an automotive repair place. And they received permission under state statute back in the 1970s to do automotive repair on this location. And that goes by statute through the zoning board of appeals. So they're already doing auto repair in this location. They're just taking that part of that use, they have the painting part and the repair part, and they're taking and expanding that into a different building. So,
But there is a question, because
Yeah.
vehicle repair, automotive repair, under the SIC codes is different than auto body repair. The waste that comes out of those two different operations is entirely different. So just a case of when are we using the right words? Because we're really talking about auto body.
auto body.
Vehicle repair, oil
Is-
changes.
Yes, I
you know,
apologize.
Tune-ups.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah.
It's auto body work, so we probably should say.
And this says,
auto body.
well, this does say, on the 1975 application to zoning board of appeals, which was approved back May 22nd, 1975, it does say that work to be conducted is in a non-conforming building will be auto body repair only,
So
per the statutes.
But our, excuse me, our agenda item, and I presume that the application says vehicle repair.
Says what?
Vehicle repair, which
Vehicle.
implies
Something different.
engine work.
No,
brake-
no, body
brakes.
work
I
doesn't
know,
do
but
any engine
I
work.
know, that's totally different, but
Auto body.
when you say
Strictly
vehicle
auto body.
repair, then you're talking about engines, brakes, and all that other
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't
other
do
than-
any of that.
Yeah, okay. let
You
me-
can't mix that up.
Right, okay. Let me finish.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be doing any tune-ups or any other work, you're just going to take, they don't call them fenders anymore, do they? You're going to take the body pieces, parts off the car, either fix them or replace them and put them back on. You're not going to do any other mechanical work?
No,
Okay.
no, no,
I think that's what's hanging,
no.
hanging.
That's a
this-
bad mix.
Yeah, okay.
Again, and we want to clarify this so that when the actual use happens, we know exactly what the commission has approved and what we are telling you that is approved, so we don't see you in 6 months again. We just want to make sure, are you clear as to what
Oh,
the
I'm
questions
done,
are
I'm
asking?
crystal clear.
Because,
It's what we've been doing in the other building, just body work. Never did brakes, never did tune-ups there, nothing. You can't mix oil,
I
you
understand.
can't mix that stuff with auto body.
I'll let Commissioner.
Yeah, this is something I'm keenly familiar with as part of my job, but, with the maintenance of our fleet and the postal service. But, so auto body work and what you're proposing, it's gonna include grinding, sanding. You're probably using a sander with a
Yeah.
dust extraction system right
Use a
on the
sander.
sander.
Yeah,
You can move it around, it's on wheels.
no, you hold it in your hand.
Oh, you've got a small, oh, they got bigger.
Oh, my dust collector,
Your
yeah.
dust collector.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But the other thing though, you know, even with our research, with our fleet, those grindings, if you test them under the toxicity characteristic leachate procedure, they're actually hazardous waste.
well, I'm already a body shop.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that they're hazardous waste, so now you're gonna have hazardous waste generation activities taking place in what was supposed to be a storage location, right?
I don't think so. Could you just define the two buildings one more time?
It's for auto body, sanding cars down, taking, unbolting a fender, bolting a new fender on, changing headlights, changing bumper covers.
Yeah, it's the sanding and the grinding and the dust.
Well, I do that already there. It's already
Yeah,
a
right,
licensed
in the
body
other-
shop.
In the other building, but what I'm saying is, we're gonna take that activity, and that's the grandfathered, the other building's the grandfathered operation, where you have a board of appeals, a zoning board of appeals approval. But what I'm saying is, you're gonna be actually doing an industrial activity, however.
In the building, three feet
Right next,
from
on
the
the
other
same
building.
property, but in a different building.
Yeah,
And then, so the concern here is that it's a grandfather location, this was just supposed to be storage, an innocuous operation, but actually you're gonna move one hazardous waste generation activity and split it up between the two buildings. You're gonna probably have some hazchem storage and some safety cabinets maybe over here. It just changes the scope of the original site plan application that we originally got,
well,
which,
I never wanted it, excuse me, I never wanted it for storage only.
yeah, yeah.
That got mixed up with the last guy that proposed that. I said I wanted to store the cars in it while I'm working on it. How it got to storage only, I'm not spending all this money on this building and paying all these taxes to just store a car.
Yeah.
I wanted it store the cars inside. I don't like cars outside. I want the cars dry. I don't want them rained on. I don't want snow all over them when I gotta work on them.
So is your reasoning for doing this just for the sake of convenience in your case? And let me finish by saying, it's not to increase or intensify the volume and scope of work that you're doing, but it's just to make it more convenient for you while the car sits over in this
Yeah,
building.
it makes,
do
definitely
this.
makes it more convenient.
But it's not because you want to expand or intensify.
No, I don't want to leave a bunch of cars outside in the parking lot. I'd rather them inside the garage.
Well, they're already in this new building.
I only have, I didn't put the new building up yet.
Oh, you haven't even put it up yet?
No.
No, I already bought it.
There are
Oh.
several vehicles parked strewn throughout that
Oh, okay.
property.
That changes.
Yeah.
I've already bought the building.
Yeah.
I just haven't put it up yet.
All right. So, yeah, just my concern is that as we evaluate this further, that this doesn't lead to an intensification of it. And the thing is, if we expand the use of this building beyond what was approved to include auto body, that opens up the door. We approve auto body today, but that's a much larger scope than what you're talking about. You're talking about auto body work with very limited application. You're not the painting operation. The painting operation is the most hazardous operation on the property.
That's in the other building.
Right. So how do we make sure the painting operation doesn't fall under this definition of auto body and at some later date find its way over into the other building?
Because the booth is $200,000.
Well, no, I know.
It's
I know
another
they're not-
100,000 to move it, so
Yeah.
the booth
No,
ain't getting moved.
But it's just, we don't want to set a precedent to expand the scope. So I don't know if there's such a thing as a limited use approval, or if we just change the conditions on the original approval to be very specific to what we're talking about, and be careful not to give it some blanket auto body approval.
That's,
Well, the property was approved for auto body.
But the operation that exists.
But not the
but
building,
not
the building.
what we approved last time.
No,
Right.
I'm saying the property itself is approved for auto body. That's what's on there now is an auto body shop.
Yeah, but when you go to the Board of Appeals and you get an approval, it's based on the conditions of the property at the time you applied. If that changes, it's like you gotta go back to the Board of Appeals.
You can't keep expanding on the same
Yeah,
thing.
no, I
you
just
know,
want to
yeah.
I just want to put a new building, make it look nice, so there's no cars outside.
Okay.
That's all I want to do.
I'm- So right now, you've got one building, you're doing the sanding, the hammering, and all this other stuff, and in the same building, you're doing painting, correct?
In the building that's there now.
Right. So now, if I sound sarcastic, I don't mean to be.
No, I
So
know.
now, all of a sudden, painting along with the sanding in the same building is no good, so you want to have a building just specifically to do the sanding and the other work. So how have you survived for 50 years with it in one building, and all of a sudden, you can't do it anymore?
Well, no, it just makes it a lot easier when you're not sanding and when your spray booth is sitting in the same building, in
Right.
the same room. It's like me putting a spray booth in this room and sanding a car down while the fan's going in the booth while I'm trying to paint a car in there. It's gonna suck the dust.
Okay,
That's all.
I got it.
Is your paint spray booth take up the entire other building? Are you doing the auto body work in the paint spray booth? Is that what you're saying?
No, you
No,
can't
they're
do your
doing the-
body work in the spray booth.
No, I know, but I'm
They're
just
doing
wondering.
both operations in the same building, but separate parts of that same building.
Yeah.
Yeah, The building right now has got the spray booth in it, the frame machine in it, and I can only fit 2 cars in front of it. I don't want to leave a bunch of cars outside. I'd rather have them inside.
Yeah.
The body work in the existing building would stop.
Yeah, the body work in the building that's where the spray booth is in now, I don't want to do body work in the same building. I want to do it right next door.
Now, so I'm just following up on, we are using body work, but what it looks like you also want to do sanding and all that as part of this new building.
That's part of body work.
That-
Sanding a
so-
car down is part of
so
body work.
Does it,
It is
so do
body
you
work.
need permit from DEEP on like exhaust and all that stuff for your, similar to what you have in the current building? Like, because of the dust and all that stuff, that's,
We're proposing no changes to the site. So when you're saying, dust collection, and all that. That is all going to be done internal, inside the building. So those units will all be built inside, and everything's going to be controlled within the total building. And it's, you know,
But it's going to be, but now it's going to be done in a different building than what we approved back in February. In
it's gonna be
February,
the
it was going to
building
be a,
you approved, but as a body shop.
yeah, essentially, the building we approved in February was a garage, like on a house. You put your car in there, you close the door, and that's it, okay? Now you're doing more.
Well,
If you want to know about dust stuff,
I
if you know what
understand.
I mean, if you want to stop down there, I have a big machine that you plug in. It goes over the whole entire car that you work on.
Yeah, I
and it
understand.
collects all the dust.
But I'm just saying that this is not, well, anyway, I don't want to.
I don't see, again, I wasn't here for your, I know, I see what you're saying.
I'm not going to
It
do any
sounds- it sounds-
mechanical work.
It's almost saying, that you're saying that they came, presented a thing saying they just need a garage, like
Right.
you say, a car garage.
That's what it was.
And I have no idea what the dialogue was to get them that way, but knowing that these guys were a body shop, and that's what their industry is, so I
Okay.
don't know why that wasn't brought up at that point, but that's
But
where the
we
confused, I understand.
don't bring those things up. The applicant brings those things up.
So now
Why?
what you're
Talk to the
saying-
people that brought it to us in February. Okay, I'm finished.
Any questions you have?
No, it's just, do you have an air permit for the paint spray booth? Because paint refinishing couldn't trigger.
All the permits are in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the air permit would be on the paint spray booth,
But that's,
but not necessarily on the auto body work.
No, but if, how about, when,
I'm probably one of
Sanding
the
and
only
all
guys
that.
around that has that big giant machine that I'm telling you about.
when it's sanding and all that
That goes
stuff?
over the whole
Yeah,
car.
he uses a special machine that's got a powerful vacuum on it.
well, let's not do the
hooked
process.
directly-
Let's just
That's what this is.
address what we're here for.
You plug this in, it's a vacuum, it goes over the whole entire car. I have it down my shop.
All right, Commissioner Brescia?
Nancy?
So will you be able to do more cars and do more work?
Well, I'm only one guy.
Well, do you have any employees?
No. I'm one
No
person.
employees.
No employees. Nope. Been by myself for all these years. So, doing this to make it easier on myself, that's all I'm doing. Not getting younger, I'm getting older. So,
Any more questions? Okay. So the only concern I have is, you know, when this business is sold, and the way it's approved today, that can be expanded based on who reads the definition, what the definitions are used, and what is allowed per the
When the bus-
regulation.
when the
Just
business-
like,
what?
let me finish, just like, well, in 75, it was approved for, you know, repair, body shop. So 50 years later, that is still being used. So we approve today something based on our understanding, and when it's sold, you know, the new guy can come and say, hey, this is what it was approved. And we'll be like, well, we had all this discussion, that was never the plan. Well, your definitions and all that tells what it is. So I think we have to clarify as to what we are trying to do so that we are not approving something that's larger than
Okay.
what the intent is today.
Okay, well, with any application, you're going to get something filed on the land records, and the land records will state on it, and we can certainly put that on the plan, that the smaller building is for whatever, spray booth, and then the larger building is for auto body. You can certainly do that. That goes on the land records. If someone goes to change the use, like they're here now, because it was approved as a storage building
And
just a few months ago, and that's why they're back now.
right, but I think that distinction is very clear. Storage versus vehicle repair. Now, you are, you know, if we are, you know, using vehicle repair, someone else can take it to a larger, you know, and make it bigger based on what the definition is per the regulations. And we have seen in the past with certain applications where it was very specific, the use. But then, as the owners change, it starts getting bigger and bigger. And then we get involved, you know. So I think,
Question about this discussion, should it happen after a motion?
Probably, yeah.
okay.
All this,
Yeah,
we're just questioning the
unless-
I
applicant
think we
now.
just,
Unless-
yeah, so maybe,
Then we can have this discussion
Yeah.
after a motion is made.
Just before we get to the motion, take consideration how quickly we are coming back. It's not like we come back because we've grown, or we've got to change. We're coming back because there was confusion. And in fairness, that's why we're back so quickly.
any other questions before we have the motion? All right. Can we have a
I'd
motion?
like to make a motion for agenda item B, site plan modification for LLP Realty LLC to approve the use expansion into the new building with the following conditions, that it's only for body repair and not for vehicle repair, and that painting will stay in the existing building and not move to the new building.
I'll second that.
Now we can discuss all that stuff.
So,
So we just eliminated the vehicle repair, so we're not talking about vehicle repair anymore.
so can we, just so that in future, when somebody goes through meeting minutes, can we clarify what vehicle repair versus what body? Just examples that they already gave. So we know what is not allowed if
Right.
somebody comes.
Could I
in the
amend the
future.
motion to say that, to change the wording of vehicle repair to body shop, body repair? So we're not going to be involved in any other mechanical work on cars. So cars are going to come in there, they're going to get the dents knocked out and whatever, and they're going to get sanded, and then they're going to get painted in the other building. Simple as that.
Auto body repair instead of vehicle repair.
Exactly.
And then, what about the additional condition about painting? Do you want to keep that condition, or do you think
Yeah.
that covers it?
No, I think we should.
We need
Yeah,
to,
no,
we
most,
should
de-
keep
most
as-
definitely.
As condition, yeah.
Because you just
It's-
don't want
it's
the.
covered, yeah.
Because this building's bigger and it could,
so I accept that change.
Okay.
I accept that change, so the only condition, the approval will be to change the verbiage from vehicle repair use to auto body repair use. And the condition will be that the painting does not move from the existing building as permitted.
Correct. I'm okay with, I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
should,
You
should,
guys okay with that?
because there's still a lot of details missing, should you add your standard caveat?
When all staff comments,
Yeah,
Correct.
do you accept?
I do.
I accept, and all staff comments.
Okay.
Any other comments? No, okay. So,
Good?
yep, all right, so let's have vote on the motion.
Who seconded?
I do.
Okay, thank you.
You got to call the vote.
Yep.
Kim, just to verify, can you read back what we're voting on so we're not confused?
Okay. I have a motion to approve the use only for, the change of use, only for auto body repair, not for vehicle repair in the new building. And painting booth only is to be in the smaller building. In my notes, I put the building to the east. That's for my purposes, and all staff comments.
One clarification, so the agenda item is written.
Yes.
So that there is no
And that's going to
clash.
be changed.
Let the motion change that.
Yeah, I think I
The
want to
motion
make
could-
sure
We-
that.
Yeah, we got that covered.
Yeah, we got that covered.
Okay. So, so that it's, you know,
Yeah, we're good. Move to vote.
all right. All in favor of motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care. Item 5C.
I would
Oh, you're
state
leaving, okay.
on the record.
Yeah, I think you can just say.
I would, yeah.
I am recusing myself from this agenda item.
All right.
So Sean will.
So, Commissioner Hesse, you'll be sitting for this particular one. Item 5C, site plan modification, Kevin Hickson, Senior Project Manager with BL Companies, Office of Residential Conversion, Office to Residential Conversion for 75 dwelling units, parentheses 23 town bedroom, 52 one bedroom, a drive-up ATM and 12 EV charging spaces for property located at 1344, 1360 L005 Silas Dean Highway in a RC Regional Commercial Zoning District, ID number 01001, 01-002, and 01-003.
Hey, can I get just a clarification before we begin?
Yep.
Has there been any other approval by this commission? That, I mean, I
For the
think.
property?
Yeah, I think you came in for a pre-application, but that was all. You didn't come in for
Yes,
something.
I'll cover that in my presentation
Okay.
if you.
Yeah, I just wanted
okay.
to make sure it doesn't get
Understood.
skipped
yes.
over. Okay.
Good evening for the record. My name is Robert Rolls. I'm a principal engineer with BL Companies. I'm playing the role of Kevin Hickson tonight, who found himself double booked. With me is several members of the project team and owner, applicant, and developer representation to further explain and answer questions as applicable. The developer is State Point Holdings. John Wicko is here. He's the architect. As I mentioned, BL Companies and myself in particular, I'm the engineer of record for the civil site design. A very similar version of this project was before and approved by the commission in April 2023. The owner and the developer have since changed, and the current owner, developer, applicant, although they have a very similar vision for this site, they have what I would consider an improved vision, and that's why we're here this evening. There are a couple of very minor civil site changes, and there are more interesting building architectural changes that I'll let Mr. Wicko explain after I conclude. As I said, we were before the board in 2023. A lot of the faces look familiar, so I'm just going to go very quickly through some of the bulk site characteristics. I'd be happy to answer questions afterwards if I go too fastly here. But the site has 83 feet of frontage along Silas Dean Highway. The site is bordered to the east by Interstate 91, and to the north by a mobile gas station and Comfort Inn, and to the south is a Shell gas station. The site is accessed from a driveway on a signalized intersection off Silas Dean Highway, Connecticut Route 99. The driveway is on the east side of the road. The driveway is sectioned with a raised concrete median separating the inbound and outbound traffic. The outbound driveway features a right turn only lane sending you northbound on Silas Dean Highway, and a left turn or straight lane that would send you either southbound on Silas Dean Highway or down Town Line Road. There's an existing, there is an existing sidewalk along the frontage of the site. The site consists of 3 parcels, a leased Wendy's restaurant at 0.57 acres, the subject 5-story current office building at 2 acres, and a small, less than 1/8 of an acre parcel that is an access easement I-91. Under existing conditions, the leased parcel, Wendy's, has 2 existing nonconformances, being the maximum impervious cover is at 82% versus 75%, and the minimum landscaped area coincidingly is at approximately 18% versus 25%. Other than that, the parcels meet all of the bulk zoning standards. The site is also in the Regional Commercial Zoning District. Nothing that none of the items that I've mentioned to this point are proposed to be changed in the current design, nor were they altered in the previously approved project in 2023. The current project, the project proposes adding a 4-foot wide concrete sidewalk and crosswalks where needed on the north side of the driveway from Silas Dean Highway to the subject building. Most of the sidewalk abuts a landscaped area. There will also be an added drive-up, walk-up ATM machine located on the northwest corner of the site with queuing for 2 to 3 vehicles. There's the addition of 12 electric vehicle charging station stalls will be provided along the north. A bike rack and loading area are also provided. 3 dumpster enclosures are provided further east on the north border. Minor curbing and sidewalk are also added adjacent to the building in that same area. There is a stream that lies to the south between the project site and I-91. The project proposes approximately 22,500 square feet of disturbance within the 100-foot upland review area for that stream. The disturbance is needed in order to convert approximately 6,000 square feet of this area from impervious asphalt parking to pervious landscaped recreation area. And that has been approved by, was previously approved by Inland Wetlands. Other site improvements include additional new concrete curbing, new pavement, pavement marking, signage, and site lighting. As I mentioned earlier, the proposed project meets all of the bulk zoning standards with the exception of the existing previously noted non-conformances with regards to the Wendy's parcel. However, the overall impervious area under the proposed conditions are reduced and minimum landscaping areas are increased. The project proposes to provide a total of 137 parking spaces for the subject building. 116 of those stalls are located around the site on the ground surface, and 21 are located in the existing parking area under the building. We are not proposing any changes to the drainage patterns or any new drainage structures or piping. BL, myself, performed previous drainage structure assessment, which was re-verified just prior to this meeting. And we are still of the opinion that there is no structural or capacity concerns with the existing on-site drainage utility. We are proposing, and we did propose before, one catch basin that is now in a pavement area be converted to a manhole because it will find itself in a landscaped area under proposed conditions. Existing landscape and trees were preserved to the extent practical. 6 existing trees, predominantly pine, will need to be removed. Proposed conditions add 9 trees, 5 of which are Bloodgood London Plane, 3 of which are red maples, and 3 cherries. The project will also add 26 shrubs. You're probably asking at that point, what's changed since the last submittal? The changes are that the previously approved application did not include EV charging. We are now proposing 12. The previously approved plans did not include the ATM that we are including now. A concrete sidewalk from Silas Dean to the building were provided in both the previous plans and the current proposal. The current proposal differs in what is featured in the adjacent landscaped area. The current proposal does not include a mail center. That's been removed. The mail will be retrieved in a mail room inside the building. And a pair of trellises and patio area had been removed, further reducing impervious areas. Those were on concrete pads, so the impervious part of those and the structures themselves were removed from the project. The recreation area provided to the south that was in the upland review area, it remains unaltered since the prior approval. And then I guess just one closing remark before I let Mr. Wicko dazzle you with the architectural elements, which are clearly more interesting for this project. I would attest that it is my professional opinion that the proposed site work and building work represent a significant improvement to what is there and hence, by default, an improvement for Rocky Hill. So with that, I'll yield to Mr. Wicko and be available for any questions you have after he's done presenting.
Do you have the site plan for, I mean, we never got
You're looking at a
You
colorized,
should have had, the site,
site plan, yeah.
you should have gotten rolls that were sent out.
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, this big.
Did you get, yeah, they were sent, they were delivered with each packet. So-
we're, I guess.
And I know we
guess
haven't-
you
we
can't really
haven't
see it
even
very
got-
well,
Yeah, I
but
can
there is
see
a
it.
colorized
Yeah,
version there.
They haven't even talked about the building yet, or the number of
Okay.
units or
Yep,
anything.
yep.
They haven't talked about that yet, so.
Good evening, John Wicko, architect, 58 Prospect Street in Milford. I just want to hit the major revisions that we've done from the previous approval. The new developer is going forward with the Phase 2 portion, which is removal of the office on the 5th floor and replacing it with the new dwelling units. Floor by floor, the first floor changes include a decrease of 5 parking spaces, which Rob introduced and recalculated for the total site. So those will be occupied by an increase in the amenities by 2,576 square feet, which include items like a leasing office, game room, the mail center, sprinkler room. So it's a more well-appointed area for the tenants. We did remove the storage. That component is gone from the development, and all the laundry will be in the dwelling units as opposed to a previously approved laundry room on that first floor. The second, third, fourth, and fifth are all residential units. They have all been redesigned to a much improved layout with a more comfortable living areas. Previously approved was 59 dwelling units. We're adding 16 to bring the total up to 75, and a mix of 1 bedroom and 2 bedrooms. The major change architecturally is on the 3rd floor. We are building over the 2nd floor, which before was just open air. And by doing that, we're able to create a new amenity of a rooftop gardens, one on left and one on right, which is impervious to start. So we're taking the impervious trellis area that was at grade and doing a more contemporary and sought-after rooftop style passive recreation. And the 5th floor is where we're adding the majority of our new dwelling units, which are 17 at that level. And there is 1 mechanical room that is remaining, which is indicated in the plans. There are some major elevation changes, which are really more of a residential element that we introduced from the other building, which we kept a lot of the existing forms and windows and fenestration were existing to remain. With this new design, the exterior walls are going to be reconstructed, demolished, reinforced, and the entire exterior skin will be built out new with more residential style finishes. The brick elements, the stair towers, the elevators, and the piers are going to remain as brick. So that is one of the existing features that will remain. We can talk further about the exterior. Thomas from our office is here. He can explain in greater detail. Everything is scheduled, though, on the drawings. But if you do have questions or would want further explanation about the actual materials, we could do that. they're rendered in our board before you and as part of your package. Those are the changes. Thank you.
Thank you. So you're done with presentation?
Yes, we are done with, unless Joe needed to say something. You were ready for questions and we can respond to
Okay.
anything you have. Yeah, thank you.
So I'm going to open up questions. Commissioner Aglico?
Yeah, I got one question. On the previous application, they were leaving the office space, and they also said they were going to keep the generator on site for the office space. Is the generator staying now?
Yeah, we are using one of the generators, which will be used for the elevator and handicap requirements that are required. I'm not sure we decided if we did an assessment of that, but there's two that are behind the building, and they're going to be assessed, and one of them will remain.
Okay. That's all I got.
Commissioner?
I've got a question regarding the, I know you said queuing for the ATM, possible 2 to 3 cars. Can you take me through, it looks like there's maybe a treat area that surrounds that new driveway that leads up to the ATM, and how, if I'm on the, let's say, the east side of Wendy's and I'm coming out, exiting the Silas Dean, do I have to drive around that area to hit that curb cut? Can you kind of take me, I don't know, kind of enlighten me a little bit, how a vehicle's gonna kind of get around that? Or I'm assuming those are a couple of mature trees that are gonna be planted there?
Yes, hang on just a second here. Let me qualify my answer a little bit. Okay, so if I understand your question, sir, you're asking if you're leaving the Wendy's drive-through, you will still, there's still an aisle where you can turn left toward the intersection at Silas Dean Highway. There's 11 parking spaces that are right opposed to the drive-through. So there's still a 24-foot lane there where you can turn left as you exit the drive-through and go to the driveway.
So a vehicle would not have to swerve around the newly created entrance where the ATM would be, is that correct? You'd kind of have a straight shot going to the curb cut, or?
You have a straight shot. If you are a vehicle and you're looking to go northbound on Silas Dean Highway, you have to turn into that second lane there to get on the right side. So there's, perhaps reduced queuing for the right turn only out of the site because of that bump out, but you can get there.
Yeah, I'm sure the queuing, I don't think the queuing on the heading north or even southbound would be an issue on Silas Dean. It's more if it looks like in the colored rendering, maybe there's an island that's close to Silas Dean that's kind of depicted in yellow a little bit, and I'm assuming that's the dividing line. I just didn't know if there's enough room for vehicles to swerve around.
That is a concrete median island, and that
That's
is
gonna
there now,
remain.
and it's going to stay there.
Stay there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, as long as there's enough room for vehicles traveling both east and westbound, if they have to swerve around that new ATM entrance, that was my main concern.
Yeah, we've run turning templates through the site, so we're not concerned with any issues there.
All right, thank you. All set.
I don't have anything specific right now. So you're not building a new building, you're just converting the existing building to I just said I didn't have any questions, but I do.
Yeah, it sounds like a question.
I always have to do that. So you're just converting the existing building, and I guess the additional apartments are in the floor that it was going to remain an office?
Right, the fifth floor,
Okay.
office to residential. Just so you understand, we are adding on to the second floor parking deck is now residential, same footprint. We're building on top of that, if I could just take a walk over here. This is the first floor, which we're including as a parking deck. That's new. The existing, if you drive by there is no third floor area on that.
Okay.
But that gives us the ability to do that fourth-story rooftop terrace amenity.
Okay, so other than the,
We're adding on, basically, converting and adding on in a very minor way.
okay, so other than the EV stations that you're adding, and other than the ATM, essentially the site plan will remain pretty much like 99% as it is today.
Yes, it's very close to what was previously approved and very close to what's there today, yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, those are the questions I don't have.
So just in that same vein of questioning, just to be specific, is there any change in the building height? And if so, what is that?
The overall height is actually a little less because we have less architectural features that we extended. So, but it's the same 5 floors, same building height.
All right, and then just the number of residential units and the total number of bedrooms
75 residential units.
compared to before?
There's 16 more dwelling units.
16 more, okay.
Their use, Thomas Sloda with John Wicko Architects. In the past approval, we had 59 units on the second, third, and fourth floors, and then we kept the fifth floor. And then the phase 2 back in that approval, we were going to convert possibly convert the fifth floor to another 20 units. So the total for phase 1 and 2 would have been 79 residential units.
Okay.
So we are going down to 75.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. I don't really have any other specifics other than what's already been discussed. So, yes.
Did you say you're adding 16 units?
From the previous approval, but we're not adding the 20 units, so we're 4 less from the phasing. Maybe it's a little confusing, but the bottom line is we're adding 16 units from what was previously approved.
And how many of those are affordable housing?
I don't know, Joe, do you, 20%? 20%.
Okay. So so the fifth floor, because you're adding the extra high rise, right? You're doing a little bit higher, is that?
No, we're not going higher, it's still 5 stories in the same height. We're
Okay.
just, instead of it being a business use, we're proposing
it.
the residential use.
Okay.
The same area,
Are
floor
the
area.
elevators new? You're going to have new elevators?
There's 2 elevators existing, they're gonna be reconditioned and meet all the state requirements.
Okay.
So basically, they're gonna get rebuilt.
Big?
Same size, but they're gonna be modernized and upgraded.
All right, I got a couple of questions. So you did clarify 20% affordable units.
Yes.
How many units in which, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, what are you proposing?
I don't think we've gone to that level. We haven't established that. We'll do that with the application when we file for the affordable portion of that.
Yeah, they will have to file an affordable housing
You
plan.
don't have the affordable housing plan?
Yeah, but we're going to have to
That'll-
have that
There's-
filed.
Yeah, after we get
Yeah.
approvals here, then we'll go
It
into
has
that
to
next
be
stage.
prepared and that has
Because we
to
want
come in and
to
get
make
reviewed.
sure that it's, based on certain numbers, you know, what we are talking about, you know, the mix of affordable units.
Right.
One bedroom,
Yeah.
2 bedroom, whatever it is.
Yeah, there'll be a detailed plan that'll be filed.
That's what he said.
Can you talk about sustainability or sustainable features for this? Like, you know, are you going to have solar panels? Are you going to have, I understand you have EV chargers. Are you going to have any other features?
We are doing the Energy Star program. I believe we're still talking, yep. So that elevates the performance of the building components and the building itself.
So is that like the LEED certification? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't believe it's going to be at that level,
Okay.
but it gets very close to it.
Although they just eliminated that program.
The leads,
No, they eliminated Energy Star.
they're calling it something different. I understood.
Oh, okay.
It's still a performance.
Any units on the roof? Any mechanicals or anything that you would see from highway or from
There are-
Sarasdin?
There are units currently on the roof. The majority of them are going to be removed. There may be one unit that remains for the common and for the hallways. So I think there's 5 up there now. It might be reduced to 1. That's part of the engineering portion, which we would move into after this approval.
So how do we know, I mean, you know, I'm concerned about aesthetics. Want to make sure that, you know, they don't look.
What you
standing
see
up
is,
there.
it's an existing building, so
I
what you see is
understand.
what you're getting. We're not adding anything of any great size. We're doing, the majority of the mechanical units are individual units that have a small condenser, like a residential size,
Yep.
that will be located. They stand 30 to 48 inches tall.
No, I
So
understand.
right
this
now,
is
there's like,
existing.
they're 10 feet tall up there.
Yep.
So we're
Sick.
removing those.
Because what we want to see is, you know, even though it's existing building and existing, you know,
Yep, yep. No,
rooftop
there are-
units and stuff.
There are
we-
improvements,
We want to make sure they are improved and, you know,
vastly.
they are not aesthetically
Yep.
unpleasing.
Yeah, we're not proposing any large chillers or anything.
Yep.
That use is going away, so we're doing individual residential units, which are similar to what you have at your house for the air conditioning. So there's a vast improvement to the rooftop.
Now, are they split units or are they window units?
No, split units.
Split units?
Yep.
And where are the condensers and?
Like
those
I
things?
said, they're on the roof, but so they'll be 30
So there'll
inches to
be
48.
Many condensers on the roof,
Yeah, a lot of little
a
ones.
lot of condensers, yeah.
So, and there is a screen currently up there. Unfortunately, the units that you see now are the big units for the office buildings. There's massive chases that go down through the 4 stories. So that unit type will be removed. So you won't see the large 10-foot tall units
Because
anymore.
what we have seen from past projects is that, you know, we don't discuss these things and then suddenly these units pop up. And now you're seeing it, you know, so I think we
No,
want
good
to make
question.
sure we are addressing that because we don't have those
Good question.
details here.
Yep.
And I wish we had color picture of the site plan so we could see the site plan with the different, you know, amenities and things like that.
Yeah,
Is the gazebo, you said there was a gazebo before and it's removed
Previously.
now? Is
Yeah,
that-
we took that function of the grade gazebo and designed the 2 rooftop units, which is a more desirable aspect for the tenants.
Now, is the
for use.
rooftop accessible by all?
Yes.
All the,
Yep, there's private portions on it, and both sides have public off the 4th floor hallways.
so in this recreational area, what would be there? I see
Can't hear you.
the trees, what else? What amenities?
It's open space, it's a passive open space. There's no, I not think we're doing any bocce courts or any. Yeah, there will be a dog park area, but we're not doing, you know, pickleball courts or any of that type of stuff.
No benches or anything for people who are walking there? If you have an elderly there and if they go there,
Yeah.
I mean, they'll be just standing. Any, you
I
know,
don't believe there's anything. We've been having some great difficulty. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think
It's
I
it's
think
passive.
so what we have done in the past with all our affordable housing projects and other housing projects is people use these amenities to, get, they go, they're working from home, they want to relax, they want to, they go outside, they sit there, they have their lunch, they come back, right, something
Yep, we do.
different.
We have the
So-
area for that, yes.
So we are looking at, areas like that. So I see you have recreational area, and where would be the other area you're talking about?
Elevators are in the building.
No, not elevators. I'm talking about
The rooftop,
the sitting, the recreational areas.
they're all passive recreation. You can walk through with your dog and go for a walk and bring your picnic basket and a blanket and a lawn chair and use the space in any way that you want. So it's a place for the tenants to go to get out of the building. In addition to the parks and amenities that the town has. These are all private.
Yeah, I understand these are private. I think, at least, I don't know the others, but at least I like to see some seating arrangement so that an elderly who goes there and suddenly need, something, to sit or whatever. I think there are, even if like you take your dog and dog is walking around and you want to sit, right? It's, because you'll have every type of tenant in this house, in this complex.
Yeah, like I said,
So-
we are instructed, there's misuse of those features that we're having major difficulties with at the site currently. So we would have to discuss that with the owners and the partners to see
Yeah, I think
what-
it's, we are looking at those kinds of features. We're also looking at bike racks.
Bike racks are part of the site.
Right.
They are
So-
proposed. Mhm.
So we'll, bike racks,
We have those.
recreational areas,
We have that.
where people can sit, not just
They can
on
bring
the
a chair.
buildings, but
Yeah.
outside.
Mhm. Okay,
So we
understood.
would like to see,
So we-
at least I would like to see, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you can, you have to come up.
Yeah, like I said before, the rooftop units are the private portion, it's open to every tenant, and there are areas for, for benches, tables, for social gatherings for the tenants. It's much safer and much more conducive to the site. So we do provide that.
And any other questions before?
I don't know if this gentleman wanted to
No,
add
it's just the same.
something.
Yeah, just
Okay, if
The
you wanted,
the left-hand side and the
Just
right-hand
stick
side.
with it.
I'm Joe Sulo, I'm the State Point Properties, and I'm the developer. So on the left-hand side and the right-hand side of the building, we have a complete deck for outdoor. So you have more outdoor amenity than you would have had if you had the gazebo outside. And it's only good for the people that are in the building.
No, and I think, this is just mine, I don't want to be argumentative, but it's just, what we have seen is people don't have, a lot of areas to go out, get fresh air. If they're walking the dog and an elderly person is there walking and suddenly, it's hot or something and they want to sit, there's nothing there, right? So they have to go back, that's what I'm saying. So it's,
We can understand completely.
Yep.
We'll talk it over between the partners, and we can communicate through staff.
could you just point out on the plan those decks that I know where they are, but if you could just point out on the plan where those decks are that
yeah.
Mr. Sulo mentioned? Okay.
yeah, I saw on the
So,
side.
okay.
On the
I just want to
side.
make sure you're, okay,
Yep, I saw on the top.
Fourth floor plan,
okay.
you can see that on the fourth floor.
Okay.
So
Thank
when
you.
you talked about rooftop recreation,
Yeah.
what types of recreation are you talking about?
Passive.
Passive, okay, but can you put some benches up there?
Oh, there
I
will
think
be.
that's
Yeah,
what you're,
outdoor furniture, the stuff that you would, see in a patio.
okay.
Chairs, benches, tables, all the things that
And
you
there'll
would
be
need
enough
for a social.
chairs, enough benches for the population?
Right, the management will monitor what the needs are of the population, but there's certainly enough room for all that.
Okay.
On those 2 rooftops.
Okay.
Okay.
I just got a couple questions. Dumpsters, is there going to be trash and recycling?
Yes.
What about maintenance on site? Do you have a maintenance person who's going to have?
Well, we're talking about maybe doing concierge trash. That's what a lot of these buildings do, where you come
Right.
in at night and you pick up all the trash at a certain time. We may do that. We're debating that right now.
Okay, and you're going to have an on-site maintenance person, or is it going to be like subbed out?
It'll probably be subbed out where someone comes in every night at a certain time to do that, but I'm not, this is just what we talked about.
Yeah, these are just questions that came up in other stuff.
So the problem is with the dumpsters, if you got a gate, they open the gate, then they don't shut the gate, or
Right.
they leave the dumpster open this way, everything is.
No, it makes
handled.
sense.
We do have provisions though. Yeah. Yeah, there are provisions on the site for them if they go that route.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I think that was a good point about the maintenance people, whether they'll be on-site or if something breaks or something is leaking in the building and it's affecting, all the other floors, would there be somebody there, or you have to call somebody from somewhere? That
So
kind
you-
of stuff.
Our office is on exit 27 in Hartford, and you're at exit 24. So it takes us literally 5 minutes to get there.
Okay, so that's, so that won't be like,
That's our management. Yeah.
Your management.
so that won't be like an on-site superintendent or
No, well,
anybody?
there'll be, we're gonna play, we don't know. We'll have somebody.
But you're
Maybe
local.
over there 3-4 hours a day doing things, and
Yeah, I think our concern is that you're local.
Yeah, we're
The
local.
man-
We're
Yeah,
right
because
here.
we've had issues where the companies are out of state, and then it takes days before you get somebody to service. You guys are local.
That's not how Joe works.
All right, any further questions?
Is there a fence, like, between 91 and your building, your property? Will there be a fence there for safety?
There's an
and
existing chain link fence there's a kind of a ravine at the
I know.
south edge of the property. There is an existing chain link fence that runs kind of in the middle of a stream sort of thing along 91. So there, it's probably about a 15-foot hike up to the site from that ravine, I guess I'll call it, or existing stream, I should say.
Okay, because I just worry about safety if people coming from the highway.
There is fence there. There's also a lot of vegetation. It's not an easy, if you ran out of gas on the highway, you're probably walking down the exit ramp or opposed to trying to get through the woods there.
Okay.
All right.
Motion?
Yeah, so I just, clarification, I know you'll work with staff. 75 units, so probably 15 or so units affordable, 20%. or
Yeah.
Between that,
That's 20% of 75.
okay. Okay, yeah, can I have a motion?
Okay, motion to approve site plan modification, Kevin Hickson, Senior Project Manager with BL Companies, office to residential conversion for 75 dwelling units, 23 two-bedroom, 52 one-bedroom, a drive-up ATM, and 12 EV charging spaces for property located at 1344, 1360 L002 Silestein Highway, in RC Regional Commercial Zone District ID 001, 002, and 003.
With 20%. With 20% affordable.
Yeah, with a,
It's not there, yeah.
that's right, it's not specified. With 20% of the units affordable housing.
Can I have a second?
Second?
Any discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Now the gang can go home.
Take a 5-minute recess.
5-minute recess?
Yeah.
All right, motion,
Motion for a 5-minute recess.
second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
What, you don't want to talk about dog
Motion to come out of recess?
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Let's move on to item 5D.
Commission determination, change of use for a non-conforming use for retail to a dog boutique, dog grooming and therapy for property formerly used as a retail location at 3228 Main Street in an R20 residential zoning district, ID 17-163.
Evening, my name's Gaetan Rockamora. I live at 86 Foxville Drive in Rocky Hill. So we're here to discuss 3228 Main Street. That was previously an establishment that created flowers, sold flowers, but I'm going to go over all that when I discuss the two businesses in a comparison type situation. First thing I'd like to hand out is the Rocky Hill Tax Assessor's card, which highlighted in green stipulates that although the property is in a residential area and non-conforming to commercial use, it still is commercial use and taxed as such.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So it's being taxed.
I think they will need a copy too.
Do I?
I'm
You need a
sorry.
copy for the file.
I got it home.
Okay, I just want one
Okay.
for the file. Thank you.
So the formula to which it's being taxed is commercial, and obviously we know commercial properties pay more taxes. And it's been taxed that way since its onset. It's been the flower shop for over 40 years. So 3228 Main Street. What I'd like to put in there is pet supply, pet rehab. Basically, what the individual does that wants to run it is they want to sell dog food, refrigerated dog food. There's a cooler inside the building that used to house flowers and things for the arrangements that Julie made for weddings, funerals, functions that you guys were having here everywhere. And they used to deliver them. People would go there and buy them. They would also have a delivery service. So in the refrigerated cooler that exists presently, she wants to put pet food. She wants to sell vitamins, dietary supplements. She wants to sell holistic food, both that has to be kept in the cooler and that would be on the shelves. Organic food she wants to sell. She wants to sell organic treats. The organic treats that she makes, she actually has a bakery that she makes these treats and sells them to the public. So the bakery treats, pet accessories, leashes, collars, pet bling. People like the schmancy stuff for their pets and want to make their pets look good. Shampoos, conditioners, preventative items like flea collars, tick collars, and tick sprays. Her pet services include, she does physical therapy. She's a doctor, and she's certified, and I'll get into that towards the latter part of this presentation. She does physical therapy, exercise for dogs that are coming out of operations, leg injuries or paw injuries, whatever. She brings them back to where they're supposed to be. Exercise, conditioning, rehab. She does pet massage. As far as parking, it's the owner has a car and there's one employee with a car. The clientele, there's 5 to 6 patrons per day. They come at different intervals. Patrons are seen by appointment only. So in comparison, the root system. The root system sold propane. The root system sold kerosene. They sold plant food. They sold vases. They sold garden decorations. They sold Christmas trees. They sold deciduous trees. They sold evergreen shrubs and trees. They sold stone, topsoil. They sold seeding soil, which is the soil that has the vermiculite in it, makes it lighter for starting roots and all that. They sold plants, they sold plant care products. They sold, you know, like the glass things that you would put in a vase, you'd fill them with water, and they would let the water out and water the plants while you were away. They sold flower arrangements, they sold yard decorations, they sold, you know, like the whirlybirds for your yard and all that. So they sold quite a few items. They averaged probably 20 patrons per day. Plus they had the delivery vehicle in and out going to wherever they had to go to deliver whatever they had to deliver. So they sold lawn ornaments, like I said, the whirly things. They sold heart seed, they sold plant seeds, they sold wreaths, both artificial and real. They sold candy, they sold fruit, they sold gourmet baskets. Numerous baskets were delivered to the town hall here for different events. So, is it a retail establishment? I don't know, there's a retail entity to it. The other things that Dr. Suida does, and her last name is Gary, it's G-I-R-I, I don't know if it's Jerry or Gary. But she does laser therapy, strengthening exercises, weight-bearing exercises, pet massage, pet spa, balance exercises, passive range of motion exercises, therapeutic exercises, and again, like I said, she has the pet bakery and she has a pet boutique. Dr. Sweetie Gary is certified canine rehabilitation practitioner, CCRP, earned her degree from the University of Tennessee, Canine Rehabilitation Practitioner Program, I guess that's the name of the program. She holds a doctorate in physical therapy from the Loma Linda University in California. So it's, in my opinion, less of an impact as far as traffic and people in and out as the root system was. You know, it's community-based, community-oriented. I've talked to a couple of people about it. My daughter, she's totally excited. She's a total dog lover. She's all excited to have her go there because obviously she feeds her dog the refrigerated food, not like the commercial that you see on TV now where the mob guy opens the refrigerator and takes the other guy out for commenting on the pet food. Both my daughters, actually. So, I mean, it fits the definition of retail. The only other interest I've had in the property up till now is an individual by the name of Roger who lives at, I want to say he's told me it was 2446 Main Street or something right down the street. He wants to do a convenience store. Yeah, you know, convenience store, I mean, doesn't excite me. The other interest I've had is a young lady who wants to do a yoga studio there. So the issue is the building is set up for commercial. The greenhouse is there. There's a building in the back. As stated on the assessor's card, there's the 3 buildings. They're all, well, there's 2 buildings and there's the land, all stipulated as commercial. You know, it's not set up for residential, it's set up for commercial, it's taxed as commercial. I think this pet boutique is a great fit for it. It'll serve the community. It's low impact, very little traffic, certainly not a 75-unit apartment building. And I think it would be a good fit. So I'm here to have you guys agree with me and say, okay, Suida can go in there and do her thing and make friends in the community.
All right, thank you. I'll open up questions. Commissioner Zarelli?
Question for staff first. Why is this not a special permit?
Well, that's, if I may, under A1. That's why they're here, for a determination, if you look at the agenda. If you look at the agenda. Commission determination, okay? So the commission has to determine, a nonconforming use shall not be extended or enlarged, except a commission may by special permit allow, and then they go into certain things. So the commission needs to determine. What's going on.
So then there will,
If you determine that it needs a special permit.
so there'll be an application after we make this
Then they would have to
determination.
come back for a
Gotcha.
public hearing. So, is the change to a non-conforming use to a lesser non-conforming use? And then it goes on, so there's other things, if you'd like me to read them, I can.
Did that non-conforming use extend to a period of time before we last updated when we did the big overhaul on the zoning regulations? Or was it when we changed the zoning regulations?
This language was modified, but the uses out in that area of town, what had been the root system, what had been the building next door, which was originally Hicks Gas Station. It was a gas station, then it went to a upholstery place, and now I'm not quite sure what the use is. I don't know that it even has a use right now. And then Hicks Garage, and then VFW is there as well.
I got
So
my
all
flower
those,
shops mixed up.
all those
I'm
are
thinking about Reds.
non-conforming, legal non-conforming uses
Okay,
that
so
have
this
been
is-
there for a long period of time.
Oh, that's the old Hicks gas station.
Yeah.
Meals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've been there for a very long period of time.
Okay,
So-
yeah.
And that is a R20 residential zone.
You guys should maybe think about next time you do regs, to do like a little, I don't know, maybe call it out as a neighborhood commercial instead, like I know this is like.
Well, that,
This is commercial and a residential.
well, we will be,
Yeah.
that's a different topic, but that will be coming up, because we have to redo our regulations, so.
Yeah, so let's focus on this, so
That's a different.
I think you're,
So I'll leave that for us to talk about. So through what will be outside versus what will be inside, usually when it comes to animals, there's a outside component, which means noise, which means dog runs, which means fencing, which means that kind of stuff. And also, can you take us through how the parking lot will change, knowing that it's gravel now? Are there handicap spots, that kind of thing? Take us through the site.
Okay, so I forgot to read this. 3228 is a commercial piece of property stated in the assessor's card and it's taxed
speak
assessed,
into the
blah, blah, blah.
microphone.
The proposed business
can you
will
please
not be
speak in the mic?
changing-
Can you please speak in the mic? So-
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
The proposed business will not be changing how the customers enter the building, will not be changing the exterior configuration of the building, will not be changing the parking areas, will not be changing the property. Will not be changing the parking areas. Property is located on the state highway adjacent to an upholstery shop, an auto repair facility, and a private club which leases its premises for parties and gatherings. Properties set up for commercial and it's used as commercial, and I'm not changing any of that. So, the intent is gonna be less. Parking is gonna be less. We're not changing any parking areas. I'm not changing anything outside. The greenhouse, so one of her biggest problems is when she's rehabbing pets, is that she needs to take them outside and walk them and build up their muscles, I guess. I mean, I don't know, I'm not a pet doctor, but, so she's gonna use the greenhouse for that. So they're gonna be walking, the dogs won't be loose. She's gonna use that as a dog walk. So she could do it on, days where the weather's not good. Other than that, nothing's changing.
So you're saying
Nothing's
you're not,
changing. She's gonna use the building in the back to store some stuff.
you're not going outside, you're not using any of the land outside for anything having to do with the dog, everything is inside the facility? I'm thinking noise now. Tell me,
Right.
we don't want to talk
Well,
about noise.
Right, but this isn't a humane society. This is very small, personal, low-key. She's not gonna house a bunch of dogs there, so.
Yeah. And not
it's
a
not
day-
gonna be
not a
any
daycare?
different than your neighbor who's got 2 dogs. So there won't,
They actually do.
there won't be any, there won't be any difference. It's not a canine facility, it's not a humane society, it's not, it's none of that. So, she's got, there's gonna be very, it's by appointment and very limited. So, and it's a rehab. So she's nursing dogs, I guess through her training, nursing dogs, cats. I think that's it. I'm not really sure. No alligators or anything.
Will there be
So
any
she's nursing them back to health.
No overnight stays?
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be overnight stays because some animals, they come in, they can't walk and stuff, right? I mean, when they come out of surgery, they're like really screwed up. So, yeah, I'm sure she's going to have some there overnight. I mean, but like I said, you're not talking about, a huge amount of dogs or a huge amount of cats. I mean, the building's tiny.
Any lighting changes to the outside of the building?
No exterior changes
No
on
signage,
lighting,
no,
parking.
no signage?
Oh, yeah, there's a sign there. There's a sign out front now. So she'll just so the root system came down and she's gonna put rehab center, doggy boutique, whatever she's gonna put there. But there's a sign there and it's permitted. And it's on the tax, he doesn't miss that either. It's on the tax assessment card.
You had asked about boarding or overnights. If the housing or keeping of more than 3 dogs for show, boarding, temporary care, or sale, that would be a kennel. So if there's more than 3 dogs on site overnight at any one time, that's a kennel, and that's a whole new, animal, so to speak. So that requires different approval, that requires a whole bunch of different things.
We can't regulate that without getting
Correct.
fine-tuning this
Correct,
thing.
that's correct.
So
That's why,
now we're
when
going
that
more
was
towards
asked, yeah.
special application because now all these details are gonna start surfacing. How do we limit 3 dogs versus 2 dogs versus 1 cat versus
So that's-
Noah's Ark? So.
Yeah.
And
That's
so-
correct.
So, to that point, I understand what you're saying, and I'll go on.
You mentioned she has a bakery. Is there any intention of bringing it there, moving it there?
I don't think so.
Is that, would the space, probably be?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think she'd have to come back to you guys and come in for a kitchen or something, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure what would be required for.
I would imagine if she's gonna, yeah, I don't really know how she makes the tree. I mean, she might just, a lot of these places, they call Cisco and have the treats, not dog treats. Right. Have the muffins and stuff delivered to their place and they market them as homemade and, I guess, I don't know, maybe Cisco has a house in its bakery or something, but. So she probably brings them in. I don't think she's, I don't think she cooks.
Commissioner Hussey?
So you said there's a retail aspect to it, and
Yes.
and it's all by appointment only. So if I want to buy a dog leash, I got to call up and say,
If you
can
want
I
to drop
come
your
in?
dog off, it's by appointment.
So you'll have a retail aspect, and people can come in at any point in time.
Correct.
Okay, I just want to clarify, because I think earlier you said everything is by appointment only.
Bringing your dog in and having your dog serviced is by appointment.
Gotcha.
But if you want to buy a bag of dog food, then you park out front, same way you would have went in and buy a flower.
Yeah.
You park out front, you go in, you pick the flower you want, you pay for it, and you will leave. So it's basically the same
that's
thing.
fine.
The root system had a retail aspect to it. They sold candy, they
Yeah, I
sold.
just wanted to clarify, because I know there was some mention of by appointment only. I just wanted to
Yeah.
clarify, that's all. Okay.
The dogs rehab. So there's the rehab and then there's the retail aspect.
All right, thank you.
Okay, I think what we're doing tonight, if we do it, is we're basically going to approve a possible use as a dog rehab, and then you're going to come in at some later date with a detailed application or for a
No.
special permit.
No.
So
No.
you- so-
If it's
No, I want my
determined-
tenant, I want to make a lease with my
We're
tenant.
determining.
I
That's
want
up
my
to-
tenant to move in and pay me rent.
No,
So-
but it's up to the commission.
Alan, he wants.
To
He wants it
determine-
to happen now. It's up to us to say if it's a special permit or not.
I got you, okay.
Yeah, and that's
That's
per
all.
the regulations. So
And-
it's up to the,
Yeah,
So we
I
have
mean, I
no-
don't think it's a change of use.
so.
Well, yeah,
I think
okay.
they did retail, I think this is
The
retail.
retail part of it, retail to retail
Well, here,
is
can I
a
hand you guys
non,
a-
if I may, the retail to retail component is a non-issue.
Right.
Truly is a non-issue. But there's more to it than that. And so that's why they're here, because under section 8A1, under non-conforming uses, it is the commission's determination.
So we have to
Retail,
determine,
yeah.
right.
If it's
whether-
less use, is that what they
whether
have to
it's
determine?
Extended or whether it's a, you know,
If
enlarged.
it's a less intense use or a more intense use, is that it?
It's,
I'm a little lost.
It's
So-
about, it's
So
about.
basically, what we're
about
doing tonight is
non-conforming.
we're going to give you approval to open this business, or have this woman open this business.
No, we're determining
No,
how he
no,
has,
no,
we're not giving him approval. We're determining.
Whether he
it-
needs a special
Whether he needs a
application.
special
Right.
application
Or
or
not.
not.
Well, wait a minute,
Okay.
if I
For
don't need a
approval to
special
this.
permit, then
Then they have to come.
then she can sign the lease and move in.
Okay, I got it. Okay, I just want to make sure everybody understands,
I
me
think.
included, exactly what the process is going to
But the
be.
retail part is a non-issue. as
Retail's
far as-
retail. It was
Yeah,
retail
but
and it
there's more
contin-
to it than that.
Well, it's
And
retail,
now-
it was retail before and it's retail now.
But now
it's
you're
more
mentioning,
than
Yeah.
No.
The
because
physical
if I could
therapy.
ask-
Hold on,
That's
hold on,
fine.
hold
That's fine. We're
on.
not-
We're out of control here.
We
It
know
includes
about,
services.
One
if
at
I
a
may.
time.
Let's have,
yes,
let's have commission, the control of the meeting. We will ask you when we need
Okay.
assistance. Thank you. Go
yeah,
ahead.
yes, there's a retail component to the proposal that's being discussed, and that's a non-issue for staff, that's a non-issue for the commission, but there's more to it than that. There's the rehab component, there's the
Overnight.
possible overnight component, which that presents a whole nother issue. So that's what this commission needs to act on under section 8A1 that deals with non-conforming uses. So,
Who was it?
It was that way.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm just looking at it. We're in an R20 residential zone. It's got a non-conforming uses retail, just like what you had said, that, if we're just selling the dog food and the dog treats and all the nice things for dogs, it's still retail. It's not intensifying the use. But once we open this up to grooming, boarding, and/or therapy for dogs that might have, they might be depressed or they might have anger management issues, but you got 3 residential properties abutting this non-conforming use. And this house was originally, the house that's on the property was originally somebody's home, wasn't it?
No.
It never was a home?
No, and I only have two I have 2 residential two residential properties abutting it, the one in the corner and the one that I'm building in the back. To the right is the upholstery shop, to the other side of that is Hicks Garage, to the other side of that is the VFW, which is open to the public, serves meals, liquor, has a ton of people going in and out of it. I mean, we're talking about 5 people here, 6 people. And I also have a law definition of retail. And if I could pass this out to you guys.
Yeah, we have our definitions by our regulations. So we follow those. We don't follow anything outside
Right,
of.
but your regulations don't define retail.
but we have a distinction between like personal service versus, and I know you just mentioned services, because service is a different animal.
Under
than-
whose
than-
definition?
Under what they have to.
But under whose definition? What I want to know is whose definition are you reading?
Okay, we are not going to
No,
get
I
into
mean, we need
argument.
clarification.
I understand. We have our own zoning regulations. We do not follow black law book or any other definition.
What
We
definition
follow
of
our-
retail do you follow? Because it's not in your zoning book.
So we-
Retail is not
Again,
defined.
retail is not an issue right now. We are not saying, it's the other uses that we
The
are
other
talking
uses
about
fall under retail, under
The
Connecticut
other
law
uses
is what
we're
I'm trying to
talking
tell you.
by our regulations.
Your regulations do not define retail.
I'm not going to argue with you, sir. Let us, we are going to deliberate here and
Yeah.
make a determination.
I realize that.
Thank you. Any other questions you have?
Yeah, I'm just, again, just wrestling with the fact that it just seems, it does seem like, compared to the historic approval and use of the property, the new proposed use just seems to raise some concerns as far as perpetuating that non-conforming use, which is,
So I think we'll discuss that, so.
yeah.
Commissioner?
Okay, so can you define for me, when you say that you're looking for dog grooming and therapy, can you define therapy for me?
Therapy is laser therapy, strengthening exercises through laser therapy and other strengthening exercises. So weight-bearing exercises, that's therapy. Pet massage is therapy. Pet spa and balance exercises, passive range of motion therapy. So, the doctor does,
Okay, so
I
you're not.
went to Apex today and the doctor was giving me back therapy, different human,
Okay,
personal.
because you're talking about, when you mention laser therapy, so a lot of electronics that are used for medical purposes need special GFI outlets and different types of electrical wiring, and that's up to code. So you'd have to make sure that you're up to code with that. So that's a little different. Now, you mentioned that the person that wants to rent it is a physical therapy and has her doctorate in physical therapy. Well, physical therapy works on humans, so she's not going to have any humans working on any humans, strictly animals.
Strictly animals.
Okay. So no people at all, okay?
None.
And I wasn't clear if this was also an animal daycare also, like, you could always keep animals like in that back area during the day, board them for daycare. I wasn't clear if that was something that was going to be a possibility.
As far as I know, the animals that are going to stay there are the animals that she's working on.
Okay, and there's question, see, that's why I would say it might have to be, kind of like looked at a little closer by special permitting, because if there's all these different things, that is a residential area, and we just want to make sure that we know what's going in there. There's not going to be any surgical surgeries
No
on site
surgery.
or any medical facilities that you know of.
No medical waste generated.
Okay.
It's a massage for dogs and cats.
Well, if you start using electrical devices, that's different.
Well, I had ultrasound done on my back today. They put oil on it
Yes.
and they did ultrasound to
All right, so
fix my backache.
can I have a motion on,
What's the confusing part?
Determination.
What, we don't have, our task is to motion what we want to do? This is the staff.
Determination.
Yeah, you have to determine, under that section of the regulations, back to that again. Sorry.
I think under,
make a
under
motion to-
8A14, we have to determine whether, because it says a non-conforming use shall not be extended or enlarged, except the commission may by special permit allow.
Right, so you're going to make, I guess you're going
That
to
would
make a motion to allow this with a special permit.
No, we're not allowing anything.
Not allow it, but I mean,
We're-
we're going to entertain,
They would have, there would have to be an application
right.
So
for a
motion
special permit, if
for-
that's what you determine.
There'd be a motion. where
I'd like
it
to make a
says-
motion that we adhere to our regulations, section 8A of the special standards, and this application has to be a special permit application with all the special permit application. And I'll talk about my rationale after that motion.
Okay, I'll second that.
Okay, so.
Discussion, yep.
So, a lot of stuff was brought to light. We're not talking about retail, we understand the retail, it's all the other components that came out in our discussion. That's why we think this needs to go to a special permit. It is not a denial, it is the opportunity for the applicant to come out with all the details, so we can flush them all out and make sure this application is right.
Exactly.
So,
That's
we
what I
just want to
was-
make sure that we
that's what I
all.
was driving
we-
at
Just
earlier.
want to make sure we state that this is not a denial. This is the opportunity for the applicant to express everything in one application with a site plan application.
Application for a special permit, yes.
Right, so it
And all
says,
the other aspects that we normally consider would be in that.
Yes.
in a
There's
special
a lot of-
permit,
Right.
and then determination will be made at that point.
Right.
Well, under a special permit, there are certain criteria that it's, that, then you'll be getting that. I'll get that to you.
Yeah, that's,
But, I mean, the commission and the applicant need to be aware, yes, it's a non-conforming use, we know that. That's a
So I
given,
could
that's a
reopen a
given.
flower shop tomorrow?
irrelevant.
What?
Yeah.
Irrelevant.
It's
Yeah.
flower shop, so it's there.
I would,
Yes,
I would add, don't ask us,
Open there
that's a
without-
staff
Yes, you
expertise.
could.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, you
So we're
could. But
basically
that's-
saying you can proceed on preparing a special application for this particular use.
Yeah, that's what you were here for this evening, and that's what
What
they
we're,
determined.
if we vote to allow that, that's what we will be doing.
That's the motion on, on the table.
As-
Any other discussion?
Okay?
All right, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thanks.
Bet you wish you had the last 4 hours, Eli.
Well, we're off the record now, right? I'm
No.
totally
No,
lost.
Still on the record.
Oh, you're still open.
Okay.
Item 5E, planning implementation committee membership.
Wow.
I don't know if the commission wants to discuss this now as far as, no?
Yeah, I mean, we can take a break. Maybe we'll discuss next time when you have some.
Yeah.
I think what we should do is we should, so it's here, so I think we should look at our new POCD, see what's required, and then maybe implement, like, come up with ideas, because I don't think we
We're just
have.
talking about core membership.
Yep.
Because I don't see us
Be on this committee.
you know, as in last time, we started out with a large core team that had several different department heads, and it dwindled down to a very core few, and at the end, an extremely core few. So we will, I'm thinking we need to dwindle it down and start with a small core team.
Right.
2 members, once again, 2 members from planning and zoning, I would suggest. Myself, town engineer, who's also the director of community development services, as part of
Basically the
core team.
same,
How about
The core team.
Open space?
the same
Yeah,
makeup.
Should open
Dave,
space.
Right,
probably Dave
yeah.
Bomberg, but,
That's
and
what was
Economic
on.
development,
as the core team.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then branch out when we get to specific items, if we're talking about housing, and concentrate on our agendas. on
Yep.
one
Meetings would be open to public, but we would invite per what we want to talk
Whoever-
about.
Whatever's
we
gonna be
invite-
in-
Yeah.
on the
yeah.
agenda, yeah.
So,
So
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so we'll devise, if you can just.
And that will be
something.
on the next agenda.
Yep.
With actual items. Okay.
Thank you. Item 6A, CROG. There was no commission.
The last meeting was in June, and there hasn't been one since. The next one is in September, and then I believe November. And that'll finish up the year.
All right. Zoning enforcement.
I want to know about this rooster.
Okay. Zoning enforcement, what I did was I asked Ben to just glean out zoning items based upon what happened at the last meeting. And it may change again, so, but we had very, very few zoning items. The majority of them, once again, are tall grass complaints and blight. We did have,
One was just here.
what?
One was just here.
That's correct. Yeah, there is silk fence way down in back, to my understanding. I personally have been out there, except on the street itself. But so we have that. We have a few large trucks. People are complaining about cars parked on grass. We don't care where on the property people park their cars. If it's a recreational vehicle, we have specifications in our regulations about that. But if they're parking a personal pickup truck on their property, on their lawn, yes, it may not be quote-unquote societal norm, but we have no regulation on that. So they can certainly do that if
It's
they
just more
want
of
to.
it's a blight issue if they put abandoned vehicles or something like that, right?
Yeah, but people are complaining that people are just
Just
parking.
parking their-
Yeah, it's,
their vehicle on
what
the
can I
grass,
do about
yeah.
that? I can't do anything about that. And we're getting a lot of those now. We're getting a lot of those, so that's.
So, Kim,
Roosters, I go out at weird times of the day and sit there with my windows open and see if I can hear things. That's
Are the
what I do.
rooster complaints coming from different properties, or is it the same property that keeps popping up?
I've only seen one.
No, but I've seen so many before, and every time you go there, you don't see a rooster, so I'm just trying to, is it like happening in the same place, or is it different?
No, this is one that had a rooster, and for months I couldn't find it. And then a couple years ago, when I was walking away from their house, it chased me. So I validated that one. This one is back, maybe, at least they're complaining about it, so now I have to go through that. That's what my life is.
so Kim, last
What
month.
can I say?
We were discussing to remove like all the stuff that really didn't pertain, but we were supposed to add stuff that's pending. So like there's.
Correct. This was last minute stuff when
Oh,
I walked
okay.
out, so.
Because like outside storage, it's all coming back, like we're still seeing it. Pending issues.
Okay.
C, minor modifications.
I personally think we should leave everything on there and maybe sort them by,
I think we
Type.
should leave it, because then we'll miss certain things here. I mean, Yeah.
Whatever, but
I mean,
either
it's,
we have to put grids in it so it's easier to read, because there was like 25 tall grass things on there last time.
yep.
It's just
Okay.
crazy, it's only 4 now.
Maybe we prioritize and see if it's, I don't know. We'll have to talk about it. All right, let's, minor modifications. Done.
there was one we discussed today.
Yep.
It was a security gate at Montage Apartments. So we consider that a minor modification. There would be,
Montage Apartments, the gate, security gate.
yeah,
Was it like this or?
yeah, with a bypass lane, because that's my concern, is a bypass lane, and there would be a keypad with access for emergency personnel, so they would have have the code, but there is a bypass lane, so as you pull up to the gate, if you really don't want to be there, you can exit, so.
Turn around.
We talked about it today, it hasn't come in for signing.
So how do they protect, say unwanted people want to get in? I mean, then they can get in, right? I mean, that's the whole purpose of having gate.
Oh, no,
Well,
bypass means you have the ability to,
No, but-
so you don't back up on West Street.
Yeah.
Right, you just turn around. There's a way
Yeah,
you can
so
turn
if I
around,
go
so-
in there and I realize this isn't where I want to be, oh, I made the wrong turn, I don't want to be here.
Island.
So there's
Back
like a
up.
Yeah, so I
bypass
want to make
again.
sure it's not
Yeah.
like, once you are
It's in the
bypassed.
It's in the it's unsecure space, not the
Okay.
secure
Yes,
space.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
That's
I
why they
mean,
do bypass
obviously, if someone wanted to get in there, if it's just a drop-down bar, they can get in there.
Yep.
Someone can just break the bar and get in,
Yeah.
so. We hope people don't do that, but they may.
Affordable Housing Committee.
We did not have a meeting this past month because there were 2 members away on vacation.
All right, legislation,
Legislation, the biggest news, in my opinion, was the House Bill 5002, which was going to have a lot of zoning reforms, quite a bit. That was vetoed by the governor. There are some things I did like about that bill, talking about middle housing and certain things, but not necessarily as of right, but there were certain things I did like about that bill. They are going to be taking that up in probably a special session, and that will come back to us at some version, so.
communications.
But- Communications. You should know, under legislation, the town of Rocky Hill did join the Municipal Development Authority. We did become a member. And as part of that, we're going to be working with David Corris, who's the Executive Director with the Municipal Development Authority. And we've already met with him a few times. He has a copy of our POCD, he has a copy of our zoning regulations. And I did tell him that now that the POCD is adopted, we need to update our zoning regs. But they do that as well. They pair us up with a consultant who reviews our regs for compliance with that and transit-oriented development, a big push on housing and affordable housing along the transit lines. So we're going to get some so-called assistance that way.
So I think we should
Doing
should
that.
be lined up
Yes.
for any changes or
Yep.
whatever based
Yeah.
on, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a big plus. That's a big plus. I did put a letter in the packet it was from our council, because they had a special meeting where they voted to oppose that House Bill 5002. I did put in their packet some of the major public acts that did get passed. Some of it deals with housing programs and funding for housing programs, changing land use policies for sustainability and climate change. So that will be coming up when we redo our regs. Talking about limiting hours on cannabis retailers, and we still have that application that's was approved for number 5 Water Chase for a cannabis retailer. There's been a few phone calls from them to our office as far as they want to get going on that, so we'll see what happens there. Trying to think of what else we have here.
Got any bills?
Pardon?
Hmm?
What? Okay. We have,
Which would drop some voice.
we have something by Don Poland and Goldman York on the Yukon Clear program with respect to the 830G statute, and how some of the things have been changing as far as the lower income population is increasing. So where we're always thinking about affordable housing and that 80% of AMI, area median income, we want to be thinking about 60% or 40%. We want to be thinking lower.
Yeah, so I think we should put in combination of, you know, up to 30%, 60%, up to 20%.
Yeah, actually
something-
spell it out.
Something like that, yeah. It's like up to, not fixed, so
Yeah.
then we can get,
Yeah.
Yep.
But the greatest need is for the 60%. So,
AMI.
so that's good reading. There's a pedestrian, a bike and pedestrian network plan being worked on at CROG. So there's some information on that in here as well.
All right, approve bills, we don't have any bills.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.